Good evening and welcome to State of Business on Art Television. I'm Nadun Sirivardhana. Let's have a look at the headlines. Tourist arrivals in January are so satisfactory, officials announce. Let the kids to see the world, academic stands with the education reforms. News in detail. Sri Lanka's tourism sector has seen a robust influx of visitors in the first 18 days of the new year, with daily arrival numbers consistently surpassing those of previous years. Preliminary data shows a strong pipeline of visitors led by traditional source markets as the vital industry begins 2026. Data for the first 18 days of January shows a cumulative total of 158,787 tourist arrivals. A day-by-day breakdown reveals that daily arrivals have frequently exceeded 9,000, reaching a high of 9,325 on January 18th. This daily performance indicates a sustained and strong interest from key markets. India continues to be the leading source country, accounting for 18% of all arrivals in this period. The Russian Federation and the United Kingdom follows as the second and third largest markets respectively. The high daily counts suggest the sector is building on the momentum from the previous year, with the full month's total on track to be substantial once all January figures are compiled. Now, the National Movement for Educational Reforms has made a strong case for the government's proposed education reforms, arguing their urgent necessity for the country's survival in the modern world. The movement, which is a combination of university lecturers, stated the current moment is the right time for this transformative change.
Why we need an educational reforms at this period of time where the country is facing stressing questions? We have such a many problems in this country to answer for. Do we really need an educational reform? Why we opted this regime? Is it only for the educational reform? Why such an hurry? For all those questions, I first start with, if Sri Lanka is there in this world as a country, even if we're surviving as a nation in this entire global, we have to understand that we are doing with the help of the free education or the education that we get to see in this country. With the people, those who hail with the education, or with the people, those who experience with the free education only, we see Sri Lanka is moving towards such a development process. So do you think that we have to wait to implement these educational reforms for waiting another few more years? No, it should be implemented when we have a proper time to be implemented. So the proper time, according to our perspective, that is this, under this new regime where the people who are the rulers or the people who have formed this social contract are coming from those who always made the claim to give educational reforms in this country, or the 6 GDP that we know that. Especially from 2012, there was an outcry that we need educational reforms to par with the challenges and changes in the world, and also there should be 6 GDP to facilitate this educational reform.
Continuing her argument, the academic stated the traditional one-size-fits-all model of education and assessment is no longer viable in a globalized world. She emphasized that the new system must nurture different talents and equip students with modern skills like digital literacy and communication to meet new global challenges.
So I think that this is the right moment. We all have to understand one thing, that no longer you can ask a fish to climb a tree or an elephant to climb a tree. Those are gone are the days. We can't ask the same assessment to go through with all the people. We have different talents to fit with different educational system and assessment system. We don't have no longer girls sitting at the home or going to be ended up after studying, baking home or making home. They are all going out to see the world. So the world now demanding communication, digital literacy, teamwork, and so such more skills and knowledge. So when you need such a different setup in the world, how can you go with the same traditional notion in the name of education in your country? You have to protect your education system. At the same time, you have to expand it with to meet the challenges in the global world. Then only we as a nation and our people as this country can survive in this global world, winning the demands and the opportunities. So in that perspective, I think this is a right moment. We have a year or we have a time that we have to think how we can give the support to this process of launching the educational reform starting from grade 1 and also from next year starting from grade 6. How are we going to launch it that with the inclusion of inclusivity, equity and equality?
Stay tuned, we will return after this short commercial break. Welcome back. A high-level review of the country's digital transformation agenda was held yesterday, focusing on progress made last year and plans for the new projects under the 2026 budget. Chaired by President Anrukumara Dissanayake in his capacity as the Digital Economy Minister, the discussions gave special attention to accelerating Sri Lanka's shift towards a cashless society. The meeting at the Presidential Secretariat examined a wide range of key initiatives aimed at promoting a digital and cashless economy. These include the ongoing digitalization of government institutions, the promotion of QR code-based transactions, the establishment of a national cloud infrastructure center, and the rollout of a high-speed broadband program. Specific projects like the National Digital Identity Card and the digitalization of traffic fine payments were also reviewed. The President highlighted the need to formally document the economic activities of rural communities, which largely operate in the informal sector, stating this data is crucial for accurate future economic planning. The performance and future roadmaps of critical institutions under the ministry, such as the Sri Lanka Computer Emergency Readiness Team, the Data Protection Authority, and the Telecommunications Regulatory Commission, were also assessed. Officials also discussed the current status and new recruitments for the GovTech institution, which is spearheading the government's overall digitalization program. Now, Sri Lanka is undertaking a major initiative to upgrade its national organic agriculture system to align with stringent international standards, aiming to secure greater access to lucrative global markets. An awareness workshop was held in Colombo today to discuss proposed changes to the legal framework governing the country's organic export sector. The National Organic Control Unit of the Export Development Board organized the workshop as part of a broader effort to revise the Sri Lankan organic standards and its regulations. The goal is to obtain mutual recognition with key international standards, starting with the United Kingdom's GB organic regulation and paving the way for recognition from the European Union and other strategic destinations. This technical assistance is being provided through the UK Trade Partnership Programme. The organic export sector is a significant foreign exchange earner for Sri Lanka, generating over $500 million annually from a global market valued at approximately 136 billion euros. The sector currently includes nearly 400 certified exporters and over 20,000 farmers, covering more than 70,000 hectares of land. By aligning its standards, authorities aim to maintain Sri Lanka's credibility as a reliable organic exporter and help stakeholders overcome evolving challenges in the international marketplace. Now, a newly established Australian university campus in Colombo has held a high-level roundtable to chart its role in strengthening Sri Lanka's higher education sector. The initiative aims to provide internationally recognized degrees locally, addressing the long-standing issue of students and foreign exchange leaving the country for overseas education. Charles Sturt University, in partnership with the local Prospects College of Higher Education, hosted the discussion on how its degree programs can play a long-term role in Sri Lanka. The campus will initially offer bachelor's degrees in early childhood education and business, marking the first time an Australian accredited early childhood education degree is offered in Sri Lanka. Plans are in place to expand into fields like information technology, psychology, and engineering. Founders of the partnership stated that the goal is to widen access to quality education, retaining talented students who previously had to leave the country due to limited local options. Beyond serving Sri Lankan students, the campus is also positioned to attract students from neighbouring countries like India, Bangladesh and the Maldives, supporting ambitions for Sri Lanka to become a regional education hub.
This new campus reflects our commitment to making a world-class education accessible to the people of our region and particularly to the people of Sri Lanka. Students at Sri Lanka at Colombo campus for Charles Sturt University will be able to gain an Australian degree equivalent to the degree they would get in Australia without having to leave their home or their country and at a fraction of the cost that it would take to get that degree in Australia. We're incredibly proud that this will help to meet the workforce needs and the education needs of Sri Lanka.
Stay tuned for the stock update. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on mixed notes today. The all share price index dropped by 4.13 points to close at 23,623.74. The S&P SL20 gained by 5.45 points to close at 6,544.80. The turnover was over 5.1 billion rupees and over 134 million shares were traded. Up next, our forex rates. That's all our news for today. For this and more, subscribe to our channel on YouTube and follow us on Facebook. Take care and good night.